welcome back. Today I'm going to teach you how to scale your Facebook ads to the moon. As you can see, we have an ads manager here with a couple hundred sales on, and today we're going to be doing live scaling. So you're going to see the exact process that goes through my mind when running my Facebook ads. This video is going to be worth more than a $5,000 course, and I'm going to give you raw, pretty much uncut, unfiltered, all the information that I have on Facebook ads for completely free. So if you just watch this one video, I don't think you know like how much money you're going to make, okay? Now this is the exact same strategy that I'm using in my own store, which did over $870,000 in sales last month. As you can see here, we peaked at 38.9K one day. We're gonna also break it down by November, so you can see the results there. A little bit down this month, but I can't complain. 200K in a week is pretty good. And I've been running this for a while now. If we break down September and October, we're gonna see some pretty insane and honestly kind of stable results. So before you scale, there is something that I like to call the criteria of scaling your Facebook ads, okay? And without this, you're not gonna get up to $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 per day. The ads manager we're going to look at is a store that's doing $1,000 to $2,000 a day. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I would bring it up to 10K a day. But before you scale, you need two things. Number one, you need a way to actually pay for your ads. I recommend everyone who's trying to scale to have at least $200 saved up so you can pay for your ad costs, and then after that you can go ahead and reinvest your profits. The second thing you need in order to scale is a dominating ad set. So what I mean by dominating ad set, if we look at this ad account right here, is that let's say we have a campaign that's running, that's making us sales. A dominating ad set is basically the one that is getting the majority of the sales, okay? So when we first started testing this product right here, we went for 4 different ad sets. So just like you can see here, went for 4 different ad sets. Then we quickly found out which one performed the best. And what we're basically doing now is we are cutting all the ones that don't work. And since we have a dominating ad set, we can scale it. Now, as you probably know now, my testing strategy on Facebook is I usually like to run a $60 to $80 CBO campaign. Inside of that one, I'm gonna be having 3 to 5 ad sets, depending a little bit on my mood that day. And inside the ad sets, we're gonna have different video ads. So if we look at this campaign right here, we can quickly see that we have one dominating ad set that's getting all the sales. It's also the one sitting at the best ROAS. Now this ROAS in general actually isn't that good. It's kind of a tricky product to sell, but a realistic scenario. I'm also gonna show you guys a better ad account after. But as you can see, we have a dominating ad set. And it comes down to 2 things, right? You can see we have a very high CTR, the click-through rate, and we also have a much lower cost per click. Now, these are 2 metrics I want you to really pay attention to when testing your product, okay? Because that ultimately means you are going to get more website visitors, as we can see right here. So when launching a campaign, I will look at the click-through rate. If it's lower than 2-3%, I'm gonna cut it. But ideally, we actually want to get some sales here. So dominating ad set means it has 3 sales. The criteria to scaling is 3 sales in the same ad set, okay? So what I do with my campaign that is working is I will first of all cut all the bullshit ones. Like this one, for example, it has an $8 CPC. Absolutely trash. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. This one too is probably not gonna perform that good. It spent 37 pounds. It's only at 1 sales. ROAS is super low. Gonna go ahead and cut that one as well. But what I do in my winning ad sets when trying to start scaling is I will take the one that's performing in the CBO. I will then go ahead and duplicate it. I'm gonna duplicate it into a new campaign. I'm gonna call it ABO testing. And I'm also gonna make 2 copies of it. Then in the campaign level, we're gonna come down here to where it says advantage campaign budget. We're actually gonna go ahead and shut that off because that's gonna give us the chance to do custom budget. So for both of my new duplicates, I'm gonna go with a $10 a day custom budget. And I'm basically taking all the ad set that's performing well in my CBO and I'm putting them into an ABO where I have more control of them. On Facebook, you have 2 options. You can let Facebook spend the money on whatever ad sets they want. That's what we call a CBO, an advantage campaign budget campaign. The second option you have is to give it ad set budget. So if you look inside of here, for example, we can see that we have now taken the one that is performing super good from the CBO campaign, which we used for testing. And we have then gone ahead and duplicate that one into an ABO where we're giving the ad set $10 a day budget. So that's the first move I will do when scaling. What I will do after that for the campaigns that I have that is working is I will go ahead and increase the budget. Let's say you're running at $80 a day for testing. I will go ahead and increase the budget to $120 because anything that works on Facebook should just be scaled vertically. If you have an ad set that's making you money, duplicate and increase the budget, or go to your campaign level and just double the budget instantly, okay? CBOs only work by scaling vertically. But there is one more thing I will do in my winning campaign. I will actually take the ad set that is performing good, so it's sitting at 3 sales. I will then go ahead and duplicate it in the same campaign. Then I'm simply just gonna go ahead and publish it. So I'm making a straight up copy of the ad set that is already performing good. Because if this one is already performing good, why wouldn't a copy of the same one perform just as good? I was like, duh. Now, another reason I do this, actually it's called horizontal scaling, is I'm looking to find new segments of the audience. Every time you duplicate an already existing ad set, you're giving it a new chance to optimize. And let's face it, bro, your first campaign is not gonna perform as good as when you're getting data. So every time I have a dominating ad set, I will duplicate it into an ABO, okay, to give it ad set budget. Second thing I will do is I will increase the budget of my campaign because it's making sales. Why wouldn't we vertically scale it, try to make more, put in more budget, get a higher return? And lastly, I will also go ahead and just copy it, horizontal scale. If you are very bad at Facebook ads and you don't understand this, just go ahead and clone your good ad sets, make a copy, duplicate them, and don't touch too much more. Now here is where the interesting part comes in, okay? And when you're gonna know if you really have a winner. You know, I told you guys to put it into an ABO, right? So in the ABO, we have $10 per ad set. What you want here is you want it to perform the same. And if it doesn't, it's usually not a winning product. So in the ABO, I'm gonna milk these ad sets until they reach 3 sales. Okay, so let's just pretend for the sake of this video that my new ad set, let's say I made this 2 days ago, I put it in an ABO like I told you guys, and the results are now 3 sales in the same ad set. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate the winning one, and I'm gonna clone it once like I just showed you. But more importantly, I'm gonna vertically scale it from $10 a day up to 25 a day. Just like I said, anything that works on Facebook, I'm going to up the budget of. I know this is a lot of info, but you can do only one of them. There is no exact way of doing this, so don't stress that you're gonna f it up, okay? I'm giving you alternatives now. You wanna test all of this, and I guarantee you one of them is gonna scale to the moon, okay? Because from now, you're probably relying on only making like one change, and if that doesn't work, you don't know why you're making sales. I can guarantee you that your budget increase is gonna work. I can't guarantee that your ABO is gonna work, but I can guarantee you that one of the things I'm teaching, they will work. So what I will do when I find a winning product is I will come up to create right here, and I'm gonna go for a new campaign that's made with sales. And you can even use this to test products. It works super, super well. I'm gonna be running an Advantage Plus shopping campaign. And when I scale my own store to the moon, as you can see here, we were sitting at 26K a day. We're trying to scale it all the way up to, for example, 40. One of the best methods to do that is actually by going with an Advantage Plus campaign. So you create a campaign, you select Advantage Plus. Inside of this one, you're going to store only one ad set. So it's a straightforward process. Let's say you want to start it off with $60 a day. You don't do any targeting, like you do the exact same thing as you do when you test it. Okay, so however you open your campaign, whether it was a CBO, whether you were testing audiences, you're going to use the exact same method. You're just going to select Advantage shopping campaign instead and watch your results fly to the moon. So at this point, we have multiple ad sets working for us, right? We've got an ABO that's pumping, we got a CBO that's pumping. What I want you to do next is I want you to repeat the cycle. I want you to make a new CBO from scratch. I want you to increase the budget on your campaign that's working. And I want you to constantly do what I told you. So every time you have an ad set that reaches 3 sales, you're gonna go ahead and once again duplicate it. So as you know, today we just made this copy, right? Of this one originally had 3 sales. I decided to copy it, clone it. I'm gonna repeat that process. I'm gonna repeat putting it to ABO as well. Now, here's what I do. That is like the secret I have to make serious money when scaling. So I now have, at this point, a campaign that's working, right? I'm making sales, but I don't really have a defined audience. Like, I don't really know who my buyers is. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit the breakdown tab right here. Then I'm gonna judge my results mainly based on ages to kind of see who is buying my product. And as you can see in this case, we're having a lot of 45, 54-year-olds, the age of my dad. Those are the kinds of people that is buying the product. So what I will do is, let's say this is a product that helps women with aging, okay? If they use it, they basically look better. What I will do is I will go in my ABO, I will take any ad sets, really, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate it. Then I'm gonna scroll down here to the actual targeting place, and I'm gonna switch to original audience. This is the old school way of doing Facebook ads. I know there's gonna be some guys in the comment section who haven't even hit their first 1K. They say, Henrik, why are you doing interest targeting? It's outdated. My question to you is, why are you not making 40K a day? It just doesn't make much sense, okay? Okay, so we're selling a product to old women. Let's start by searching for aging. Are there any interest there? Anti-aging cream. That's gonna be an absolute banger, right? So I'm just gonna go with 1 interest per ad set, and I'm gonna make like 5 different ad sets. So let's say this one is completed. We put anti-aging cream in. We're actually gonna go ahead and name it that too. Anti-age, we name the ad set the interest. Then let's just say that we go ahead and duplicate another one, or we could actually make 3 at the same time now. We're going to go inside of every single one of the ad sets. We're gonna switch to original audience. Then we're gonna come down here and we're gonna search for example, the anti-aging cream. We're gonna hit the suggestion tab, and this is gonna be your best friend when scaling. And we're gonna find so many relevant interests that is 100% gonna make us money. If anti-aging is working, why wouldn't, for example, exfoliation work? Why wouldn't, for example, cosmetology or cleansing work? Well, the answer is they all would work. So by doing this, we can find an audience. Usually when I like to test products, I go completely broad, okay? But then once I find a dominating ad set, I will start testing audiences to find one that actually works for me. And by the way, I also teach this. I have a mentorship program for dropshipping, which has had just absolutely insane results. I've even taken beginners from 0 to 100K their first month. So if you want to be a part of my mentorship program and learn from someone who is actively doing the business and get to know the exact strategies that I use, which is pretty much going to guarantee you success with e-com if you're prepared to do the work, you can send me a message on Instagram right here. So let me show you exactly how my test looks. As you can see, this one is called CBO test. It's having pretty good results. Let's have a look at the ROAS. Some of these ad sets are absolutely dominating, right? This is my own account that I was using for a challenge. The other ones I'm showing you is either clients of mine and students of mine that I think have realistic type of results that is going to be relevant to your situation. But when I work with my strategy, I hit some really, really good ad sets. This one is sitting at a 5 ROAS. And basically the ROAS is what tells you whether or not you're profitable, right? So you really want to pay attention to this metric and also calculate your break-even ROAS, okay? You can just search how to calculate break-even ROAS. You can get a profit tracking app as well. But as you can see, we decided to run a CBO. We're running it at $100 a day. We have 5 ad sets inside of it, so it's gonna equal around $20 per ad set. And as you can see, I'm hitting so many different good performing ad sets, but I also had one that performed pretty bad. So I also ended up actually shutting that one off and leaving the winning ones running. And we can see that this one has spent $100 to get 3 purchases. It's just not performing good. So I'm gonna shut that one off as well. But the main thing I want you to pay attention to here is the click-through rate I'm having, because I have some absolute killer creatives for this product right here. I bet you have all seen it. No, I'm not running it anymore, okay? This product right here is a killer product, first of all, but look at the videos. They are very attractive. They shows exactly how the product is supposed to work. So no wonder I'm having great click-through rate, right? Compared to many of you guys who maybe just outsource it or you don't have the best videos. So if we look at the best one, we can see that it actually has 7% click-through. It only got 2 clicks though, but video ads is the most important, okay? So I very often actually go back to scratch completely and I launch a new CBO pretty much every single week where I will test as if I am starting over again to find new videos. Now, the whole system though is you find a winning ad set in your CBO, you duplicate that one into an ABO, you increase the budget of your campaign that is performing. Then in the ABO, you make new ad sets where you try to find new interests. And at the same time, you are also testing more video ads. Huh? Okay, I know this sounds complex, but just focus on one step at a time and you're gonna get there, okay? Because Facebook ad doesn't really have to be that difficult. All of you watching this, you can do this 100%. And I know that this is more of an advanced video, but I wanna make some content for the guys watching this who don't just care about stupid challenges, who aren't subscribed to YouTubers that don't teach you shit, people that are putting hyper edited videos that's just there to entertain you. I wanna make some advanced videos for the followers that I have that actually wanna make money. So be it if I'm just getting 500 views on this video. Let's just say it's gonna be a hidden gem. Like the info here is crazy, but people are still gonna be, wanting to watch the challenges. Now, if all of this is very complex to you, when testing, just pay attention to your click-through, okay? If you have a horrible click-through rate, just shut it all down. But the strategy I used to find this product right here, which has gone on to make me millions of dollars in sales. I'm actually gonna refresh the store for you as well. The strategy I used to find this one is I hyper tested, okay? So every single day, I listed like 3 campaigns. So it's a lot of work. I'm constantly testing new products and I'm just judging them by the click-through. Okay, if a campaign doesn't work for me after $20, $25, I know it's crazy, I'm just gonna cut it. Because good, profitable campaigns, they are good already from day one. If you have to figure out whether or not your product is worth it, you have break-even ROAS, it's just not looking good, is not a viral product. Just trust me on that. Or you need to get better creatives, okay? If the click-through rate is low from the start, don't bother. And yes, statistically, that's a little bit randomness involved, but you're just better off spam testing cheap like this than to making everything perfect. You're gonna hit a winning product faster. And as soon as I hit a campaign that actually has good click-through like this one, I'm just gonna leave the campaign running. And I think when I first started running this one, I made 1 sale the first day. It wasn't looking good at all. No, it was looking good because I had a spending limit of 45. And I made 1 sale the first day for I think $49. So I was $4 profit excluding the product cost. But then a couple of days later, the sales started coming in. So because it had a good click-through, I decided to leave it on. Now, if you look at this campaign right here, $19 spent. It had a 0.5% click-through. It's just performing terrible. I decided to just cut it instantly. I don't waste my time on products that don't perform good from the get-go. Now, if I have campaigns like this one that are actually performing good, you see we have 2.6 CTR, it's nothing crazy, but decent. We have a very low cost per click. If I have campaigns like this, which is performing very good, is getting tons of checkouts, tons of purchases, I'm actually gonna go ahead and just duplicate the campaign so I can run 2 of them instead of 1. I basically clone my CBOs too. And for every day that my CBO is doing good, I will increase the budget like $50. And eventually I just go crazy on them. I start spending like $600, $800 a day with my CBOs, but don't start spending too fast because Facebook is gonna shut you down. And another thing you need to know about CBOs is that they die out a little bit quickly. So if they don't work, you need to make new ones all the time. One last thing I'm gonna tell you here, which is absolutely golden advice. Inside of the ABO that I made, you remember I told you when we find a winning campaign and we're gonna put some more ad set into an ABO, I am looking for dominating ad sets again. Remember, if this one has 3 sales, we're gonna duplicate it up to $25 a day, right? And we're gonna also clone it. But more importantly, I'm looking for multiple ad sets that have 7 sales or more each. Now, these ones don't have, but let's just pretend for the video they have. All these 4 ad sets have now milked its way up to 7 sales each. What I'm going to do with them is I'm going to duplicate my winning ad sets into a new campaign, which is a CBO, so Advantage Campaign Budget. I'm gonna give it $50 per ad set. So with 4 ad sets, that's gonna equal 200. And watch your store blow up, okay? Every time I do this, I take my winning ad sets into a high budget CBO. I start making so much fucking money. It's absolutely crazy. Another thing I like to do is every ad set that I have that's performing good, I like to add this thing called engage shoppers, okay? This is basically a function on Facebook where you can target the people who's been shopping the last week, for example. So these guys are more likely to purchase your product. Every good ad set I have, I'll just make a duplicate, try to toss this in. I'll sometimes make a duplicate, changing the ages as well. And lastly, I want to leave you with this advice. Don't listen to what Facebook says. They're going to tell you on the left side here, like, you could get 33% lower cost. They just want to waste your money, bro. They want to put it bad places. So all the advertisers that are big and spending serious money get all the good traffic and you get crushed. So on Facebook, trust yourself, okay? They're going to tell you a lot of stuff. Now, as far as for killing ad sets though, I just cut it based on CTR. If it's awful, I'm not going to run it. If I, for example, give it $20 budget and it spends the 20 without a sale, I cut it. Any ad set that spends its budget without sales, I'm going to cut. My campaigns, I also cut super early. I'd rather move on to another product because I believe that if it doesn't work naturally from the start, it's probably not going to work good to begin with either. Because I believe that if it doesn't work from the start, like naturally, it's just not going to be a good product. And I've also made this slide here on click-through rate. I'm not going to explain it now. I did it previously. Take a screenshot of this one, pause the video. You're going to need it. And I'm going to show you also here 2 proven ways of increasing your click-through rate, as I believe this is the most important metric. Now, I'm just going to quickly let you know this as well, even though it's not a part about scaling. Dropshipping is really about one thing, okay? Eliminating what can go wrong. A successful campaign is going to have 4 pillars working, okay? A good store, a good ad strategy, perfect videos, and a marketing angle. So, where are you lacking? Are you, for example, getting visitors but no sales? That means your site needs a fix or that your price is too high. Like I told you, the most important metric on Facebook is CTR. It needs to be 2 to 3%, but ideally 4+, if not even more. If CTR is low, cut the campaign instantly. Don't waste your time on it. And here you can see that it says watch CPC guide in the course. This is a part of my mentorship program, okay? So I'm actually showing you like some of the insights here. Because at the end of the day, dropshipping it comes down to testing products. So that is exactly how I will be scaling my products in 2025, and this strategy is going to be updated for years to come. If you liked it, remember to smash a like on this video and subscribe to my channel, because I'm really trying to just be the most valuable YouTuber out there, and I know this isn't relevant to everyone. Some of you are also beginners, but more content is to come. If you keep working, you listen to my videos, you will be successful. So that's it. I'll see you in the next one.